Alright guys, what's going on? Back here with another top 5. Today, top 5 best bosses in Call of Duty Zombies. I did worst bosses, so let's talk about the ones that actually add a lot to the map/game. And before this goes any farther, as always, if you enjoy any of my videos, please consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to my channel to see more top 5s and other Zombies content. I'd really appreciate the support. Also, make sure you leave your top 5 in the comment section below. So I always have a few hot takes. I mean, I've kind of noticed that about myself, is that a lot of people like to kind of be like, whoa, hot take there. And we're going to start with a hot take immediately at number 5, the werewolf from Dead of the Night. I know a lot of you just kind of had to sit there and like pause the video and be like, huh, what did he say? Don't worry, the Nosferatus are not on here. Those things suck. But BO4 is very easy. Like, let's get that set. BO4, especially with the Helion Salvo on every map, is just easy. So it is nice to have a boss that kind of like freaks you out a bit, especially in BO4. Like, I think the Blight Father is necessary in BO4, but I don't like the Blight Father, which is why he's not here. But the Werewolf from Dead of the Night is, because I love how you're playing Dead of the Night and your screen starts shaking. And you're like, oh shit. You turn to your right and you see this 10-foot tall werewolf stomping at you. But let's be real here. Not that hard to kill. He's harder to kill if you don't have a decent weapon, but if you have the salvo, which is why I'm kind of saying he's not hard to kill, because I always have the mindset of a high rounder. And if you have a Helion Salvo, or I mean, if you're high rounding BO4, you have the salvo. So like when you have the salvo, like 2 or 3 shots, and you're like, oh, he's gone. But before you get it, on those early rounds, he's terrifying. And I think BO4 really needs stuff like this where it's kind of terrifying. So for the same reason that I had the Alistair's Foley on my top 5, I'm going to say this again about the werewolf. Dead of the Night's so underrated that people just don't really think about the Dead of the Night like mechanics and things that actually added. I really like the werewolf, which is why he's at number 5. At number 4, I need to specify, which this is going to give away something later. The BO2 Panzer and the BO3 Panzer are 2 different bosses here. Number 4, we have the BO3 Panzer from Der Eisendrock and I guess Revelations, but like, on Revelations, you kind of just thundergun him and kind of forget he exists. But DE is beautiful with the Panzer because BO3 is easy. You need those bosses that kind of make you think like, oh shit, I got to go out of my way to get rid of him real quick. And you have to kind of keep track of when he's going to come because you're like, okay, like let's say I'm camping at the teleporter by the rocket. Oh shit, it's a Panzer round. I got to go up near Death Ray. It is kind of annoying that on like round 40, it already takes like 20 seconds of shooting a KRM into his mouth to kill him. It's like, whoa. We're around 40 here. This is a little much too quick. But because of the Death Ray, he's very easy to kill. I wish the Death Ray wasn't on DE. I think the BO3 Panzer would be terrifying if we didn't have the Death Ray. Like, imagine, like, you still have Ragnaroks, yes, but I mean, to pull off the Ragnarok slam, well, not the actual slam, but kind of like pinning them into the ground, you either have to risk your life by running into his face, or you have to put it down, try to guide him into them, but at that point you've already used half your Ragnarok life. So I think he's a great addition to DE. I kind of wish the Death Ray didn't exist, because if the Death Ray didn't exist, DE would be a lot more fun. Number 3, another hot take here, but I can easily explain this because there's a trick that a lot of you don't know. Number 3, George Romero. He is annoying, yes, especially on early rounds. Yes, I get it, but overall, he's a good boss to the map. My only 2 gripes with him are when he's angry, he moves too fast, and I hate that he can shock you. But this is the thing. There's a trick to get rid of the shocking if you didn't know. I believe in my Call of the Dead Dice Challenge video, I explained the trick, so hopefully it's going on in the background here. I'll try to find that footage. So, what you have to do is you have to let him slam the ground and electrocute a zombie, so he's kind of got like the electric effect on him. And then you get an insta-kill, you knife that electric zombie, and for the entire rest of the game, it's not like it goes away once you get down. The entire rest of the game, George can't shock you, because when you knife that zombie, it does this weird electric effect on you. So then when George slams the ground, you don't have to jump. It doesn't affect you. I really like that because I think without that trick, I would have probably put him at like my honorable mention for worst bosses, but because of that trick, getting rid of the shocking, he's one of the best. Also, with the actual storyline of Call of the Dead, you're kind of like, oh, George is a really good addition because of the storyline. Coming in at number 2, another thing that just adds a lot of like atmosphere to the map, just like George did. Brutus from Mob of the Dead. Oh, I love Brutus. When he locks things down, it's a little annoying. But in later rounds when points are no object, not a big deal. He's not that hard to kill. The only gripe I have with Brutus, like at all, it's just like if you're on the bridge and you have like 3 of them at once, and when you're trying to do the Hell's Redeemer upgrade, well, Hell's Retriever 2 Hell's Redeemer, oh my god, I feel sick. Just when there's 3 of them stomping, I actually get motion sickness from it. It's insane. But rather than that, I love hearing him spawn in, and you hear the stomp, 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 your screen shaking. You get nice audio quotes that just add to the atmosphere of it. I love them. I think Brutus adds a lot atmosphere-wise and some gameplay-wise, because, I mean, Mob of the Dead's one of the easier BO2 maps, strictly because of the afterlife system where you kind of have unlimited quick revives. If you know Mob of the Dead, you know it's not unlimited. Like, you can't go down too many times in one round, but if you go down, like, once every 5 rounds till round 200, you're completely fine. But also, who plays Mob of the Dead till round 200? Mob of the Dead is one of the most boring high rounds. But anyway, that's my number 2. Brutus deserves to be here. Wonderful boss. The only reason he's not number 1 is because number 1 has created the most fun, infamous round in Zombies history. Obviously, a lot of you saw it coming. Number 1, the BO2 Panzer from Origins. Oh my god. Origins on BO2 round 8. So much fun. Every time you load into Origins, you know it's coming. You know you have to get prepared for round 8. Shit, I wasted that double points on round 3, which means I won't be pack-a-punched by round 8. You just keep thinking in terms of round 8's coming. Round 8's coming. I gotta get this prepared because round 8's coming. The BO2 Panzer just instills so much fear in you. And you plan your whole game around that round 8. Like the whole game is in like your setup. You're like, shit, I'm not gonna buy stamina up. If I buy stamina up, I won't be able to pack a punch my MP40 by round 8. The BO2 Panzer single-handedly created the most fun, infamous, well-known round. Like, there's no other round in COD Zombies that is, like, as well-known as this. Like, you could talk about BO1 insta-kill rounds, be like, oh, round 163, but, like, come on. How many people get to insta-kill rounds on BO1? Because, I mean, if you don't know about insta-kill rounds on BO1, that's an entire another subject. But everyone can get to round 8 on Origins with some practice from some people, I guess. You know, I'm not going to assume here. So he just adds such a wow factor to the map. He's just amazing. And once you upgrade the stabs, he's not that hard to kill. But you need to make sure you keep space between you and him, because if you let him get too close, things get real bad real fast. For an honorable mention, I have Hellhounds. Like the classic good old Hellhounds for a few reasons. I love Hellhound rounds because when you're high rounding and you get to the point where rounds start taking, like, I don't know, anything above like 5 to 7 minutes starts really feeling like a stretch. I mean, you get to the point in BO1, I've never gotten to this point where you can get to the point where the rounds take an hour a piece. That's ridiculous. But like once they start taking a little over 5 minutes a piece, you're kind of like, oh my god, this game's dragging on. But then you get Hellhounds and you're like, oh, thank you for this like 2-minute round, 2-minute if that. I mean, sure, on World at War, Shinonuma, Hellhound's a little terrifying. On BO3, they're too easy. Like, you know, you're playing BO3 the Giant, and it's a Hellhound round. It's like, okay, all I gotta do is let a good gust of wind blow them and they die. But they're the classic. I love the max ammo rounds they give. On Doris in BO1 especially, they kinda annoy me when they come in the middle of the round. Like, honestly, kind of annoying. You get me stuck often, but I still love you. Alright, that is my top 5 best bosses. Leave your top 5 in the comment section below. Let me know what top 5s I should do next. If you're at this point in the video, obviously you enjoyed the video, so please consider leaving a like on the video because that really helps me out, and then subscribe to my channel for more Zombies content. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.